We're back with Brennan Hill. Um, a, def- a defining moment is something that changed you from the person you were to the person that you became. What was yours, and how did it change you? And you can define this however you can answer this however you want.
That is loaded.
You're welcome.
That is a very loaded question. Um, so a few years ago, and by a few years ago, I mean 10. Um, I wrote the legal precedent for women being able to speak out against those that have abused them, and they were legally able to speak out about this. I did not anticipate that being such a loaded gun, but it started the Me Too movement, and it started a lot of conversations, which was really my intent. I I didn't want to throw people under the bus. I didn't want to be like "f you" this one individual.
Hmm.
I wanted a conversation to be able to be had, and
Now,
that's
I don't mean to interrupt. If I remember it, you this was before Me Too, correct?
correct.
Okay,
Yeah, this was
that
before the Me
that'll
Too
yeah,
movement.
that'll make a big difference for those not in the know. All right, continue.
Yeah, it was before the Me Too movement, but it allowed conversations that we were previously not allowed to have, um, and it allowed women, in particular, to be able to speak out against their abusers and people that had wronged them without any without any problems. It was very interesting having these conversations because that's all I wanted to have. I didn't want any retributions. I didn't want any clapbacks. I just wanted us to be able to say, this person did this to me and this is a problem. And
Hmm.
this is the reason that we have to have these conversations.
Since you Brenner versus Hill, which is the case that you're talking about, correct?
Correct.
Um, I was going to ask if there. I'm just going to ask the question, and if we haven't already touched base on it, then just please say so.
Mm-hmm.
Can you discuss what brought this about? It's a we've already kind of talked about what its effect on you, but also what was the end result, and why is it important in the grand scheme of things?
Okay, so Brenner versus Hill is Alan Brenner. Uh, Alan Brenner sued me.
Hmm.
I
And this is a matter
knew
of public record, correct?
this is correct,
Okay.
which is why I'm talking about it.
Yes.
Alan Brenner sued me in California, and sorry, I'm gonna
It's okay.
refocus
It's okay.
as to how to answer this diplomatically. Alan Brenner sued me, and it was a frivolous lawsuit. I knew when I did what I did with the blacklist, which was listing out, problematic photographers. I knew when I did that, what I was doing was perfectly legal.
Hmm.
I did not anticipate a frivolous lawsuit, which is what Alan Brenner sued me for. Was a frivolous lawsuit. He went to San Francisco clerk of court for $150 and frivolously sued me. Um, he lost. It was thrown out before it even got to court. He did not even have witnesses to prove his case. It was an absolute trash court case. But it was very expensive for me and very problematic for me, as far as just having to I don't know, the time that it spent talking about it
It's
and
more the time.
talking to
Yeah, okay.
people,
I'm sorry. Go
and
ahead.
yeah, it was very problematic. Um, Ellen Brenner is now living out of a motorhome in a studio, and there are people that have asked me, like, would you like me to burn down his motorhome? I'm like, no, let him have it. It's mine. I'm legally entitled to it. But no, Alan Brenner is you're the reason I created the blacklist.
All right. Um, moving to,
Yeah, moving to better things.
no, to lighten it up just a little bit after something so heavy. Thank you for sharing that with us, by the way, because it's I do think it's important that we be able to talk
It is
about
important
this.
that we talk about it. Yeah,
Um, Pirates, robots, and ninjas. Who wins in a
robots. It's robots
Why?
because robots.
Are,
AI. I don't know.
are they getting the nuclear codes? Are they just gonna start assimilating us?
They already have them. They're robots.
Okay.
No, I feel like it's just robots are a gimme.
All right. Loosely tell us about your dream project. Pretend personnel and budget are not an issue.
So me and a photographer that lives in my area code have been talking about this amazing project that we want to do at some point. We've never made it happen because we need a budget of like $500,000.
Okay.
But it's just if we could get the budget, it would be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Are you at liberty to talk vaguely about it, or?
It would be a whole bunch of models painted in gold.
Huh. That's interesting.
Right. And then we would need showers
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like when you approach a new model and they're like, "Well, I want dolphins and I want this and I want that," and we're like, "Yeah, I'm sure you do." But that's me and this photographer's like wet dream. It's just like we need gold paint, we need rain, and we need all of these things.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're
Well, that sounds like a project that I would like to would be very interested in the behind the scenes stuff if it ever gets launched. Um, it's a feature offer, by the way.
yeah,
Don't ask me how I
here for
do
it.
that, but all right. What are some of the most common challenges you've experienced as a creative?
Money. So, I mean, money is an obvious. Being a creative is not a. So I come from a background of working in jobs where I actually make a lot of money.
Mm,
Um, Working as creative, not so much. That sucks. I would love to be able to make a living wage as a creative. It's just not something that is viable,
okay. All right.
which sucks.
Well, that's the creative industry clear across the
Right?
board. You know,
Like,
if
joke's on you.
you know the what's the thing that I kind of joke, but kind of with a serious twist of that, where creatives were either under budgeted, underpaid, or underappreciated. So,
Right.
all right. Have you ever dealt with burnout?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier because I was really unsure how to answer this question. Um,
Why were you unsure? For those at home.
no, I haven't.
Okay.
I've never dealt with burnout, but I do think, and I do think that most creatives do deal with burnout. Like it's just common in what we do. But I've never dealt with it personally, and I think because my hobby AGZ, which we talked about
Yep.
earlier, is so diversified. So I help with a nonprofit in Haiti. I work with I live in North Carolina. Um, I think that it's because I work so many diversified options that I do not have burnout issues. I don't have it.
Okay. We're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back.